Welcome to the show that takes up no more than 5 minutes of your time, but could help you gain massive real estate knowledge. It's 5 Minutes in Real Estate with best-selling author Shane Willis.
Hello, it's Pensacola Real Estate Expert bringing you today's episode. Here we are starting a new week. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know that we kind of got rained down a little bit on Mardi Gras this weekend. Those of you who listened to a couple past episodes, you know that I am involved in the Krewe Lafitte. It is one of the largest crews here in Pensacola. We got 13 floats, 300 guys. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's a pretty big crew. And we had a rainy weekend. The Saturday parade did not get canceled, but our floats, out of our 13, I think we only rolled 2. I was not able to make the Saturday parade because I was cheering my daughter on over at Choctaw and her team. And I was trying to make the Friday night parade, but got caught up in actually, guess what, doing some real estate. So wasn't able to make as many of the parades this year, or balls or anything else, which is a little sad, but you know, kids, I know I'm only going to have, this is my youngest, so this is the last time through high school, so I'm going to back her up over Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras will always be there. But I have a lot of friends that were talking about how it got it really rainy. And I know, like I said, most of our floats did not roll on Saturday, and then they canceled the Sunday beach parade. So, yeah, it was a wet one, and it looks like we're going to continue to be a wet one for a little bit. But that's not what you came to listen for. You want to talk about real estate. Today I'm going to talk about why you really should consider listing now. I had this conversation, and actually this is one of the reasons that I didn't go Friday night. I had this conversation with a client of mine about 2 weeks ago. It was a property that they were going to put on the market a year ago, but all of a sudden, their daughter, she got married, and her husband decided they wanted to build a property. So they went and bought a property to be built. Well, while that was happening, they needed a place to stay. So instead of selling this property, the one that I'm going to tell you about now, last year, they just basically let their daughter stay in there. And she kept it up and actually upgraded a few things while her new home was being built. So it worked out. But when they called me back out about 2 weeks ago, we walked the property, and she told me about a particular price. She said, if I can get X, and I'm not going to go over the details because some of these are, as I mentioned before on Plenty, and I'm going to mention again today, inventory is so low, you may be able to pinpoint which property I was talking about. So I'm not going to go into real details on numbers because that contract is under contract. But she mentioned to me a number. She said, I'd be willing to accept this. And I kind of just looked at her. They're friends of mine. So these are people that I've known for decades. And I went, no, you're not. No, you're not. And of course, I got the funny stare going, well, wait a minute. What do you mean, no, I'm not? I'm like, that's too low for this marketplace. She was taking a look at the house and was looking at, it's an older home. She was looking at all the issues with it. But I just told her, I said, no, you're not. You're not going to do that because inventory is so low. We're actually going to put it X dollars higher than your minimum. And to be honest, I think that's low. But we're going to use a tactic, especially now before the spring buying season kicks in and everybody comes on the market. Hopefully some inventory will come on. But we used the tactic of going what I thought was slightly under value to hopefully create a bidding war. Well, needless to say, that was an understatement. I put the property on the market Wednesday. This past Wednesday, I put it on the market. 3 hours after I put it on the market, we had a full price offer. But we had taken professional photos. We had done a lot of the stuff that I had talked about to get it ready for the market. And during that time, she had to head to a conference up in North Carolina. So she wasn't here. And she had told me, hey, listen, I can't handle any real estate stuff. I'm just not going to be available. So I will be back for Mardi Gras late Friday night. I actually am not going to make the Friday night stuff, but I'll be ready Saturday so we can talk then. Okay, fine. 3 hours. I had a full price offer. And the agent who wrote the full price offer was calling me going, listen, I would love to just get this signed now and avoid any multiple offers. And I told him, I said, well, I would love to be able to present your offer right now, but I can't. She's at a medical conference in North Carolina. She's told me she's not available. She's just not available. No later than I hung up that phone with that agent, another offer came in. And we're 3 hours. This isn't like we've got days. This is 3 hours. Does this happen on every property? No. But I knew at this price point it would. 3 hours. Guys, I wanted to let you know, by the time she got back, I had 14 offers. So in 72 hours, I had 14 offers and agents begging me to select theirs. Now, I had just told every one of the agents, listen, I'm going to present all the offers to the client on Saturday when she's back in town. So present your highest and best offer. All right. And some actually changed it. But needless to say, we went 5 digits. Let you do the math real quick. 2 digits, comma, 3 more digits over the list price. And this was not a high-end list price. This was only a 5-digit list price to begin with. So I will let you, that's all the information I'm going to give you as far as the exact numbers on this. So it was a 5-digit list price and we went 5 digits over. That was amazing. And we actually had one offer, and this is just true. We had one offer that was slightly higher than the one that was selected. And what the difference was, and I've said this on many a podcast and many a clients, it's not just price, it's also terms. The difference was it was slightly higher, contingent upon financing through FHA. The one that she selected was just slightly lower, but it was cash and it'll close next week. That's what they wanted to go with. Now, why do I tell you that story? I don't tell it to brag. I just don't. That's not me. Instead, I tell you the story to tell you that inventory is really, really tight right now. One of the things, if you've even considered selling, now would be the time for us to communicate quickly. Here's the thing that happened. If any of you follow the stock market last week, I know I talked about it on a couple of the episodes last week, we had some of the most horrendous days on the Dow that we've seen ever. We've seen one of the biggest point drops ever on the Dow. So today, as I'm driving up to Tennessee, I listened to CNBC quite a bit. And all they kept talking about was how the feds are going to raise rates. How mortgage interest rates are at their highest levels for, the last 3, 4, 5 years. That, God forbid, we're actually in the 4s now instead of being in the 3s. I'm sorry, I'm a little, if it was a condescending or sarcasm voice that you picked up in my tone, yeah, that's true. Because I remember when we were doing 7, 8, 9 and people were very happy with it. So the fact we're still in the 4s, to me, just asinine. I still think banks are giving away money, but that's going to change. And it's changing now. So as the rates are going to continue to rise, inventory is still low, you've got to get in on properties now. So if you've even considered selling, we need to chat, like soon, so that we can look at what you're trying to accomplish. Now, does that mean that we're always going to sell? No. I've had more conversations in the last 48 hours. When I was driving up, I listened to CNBC a lot, and I made a lot of phone calls. So I had quite a few conversations today of people that we had some 20-minute phone conversations, which I always do. I always do a free 20-minute consult. And when they told me what they were trying to accomplish, now is not the time for them to sell. They really are a year, 2 years down the road. If you're getting military orders to leave here May of 2019, okay, it might not quite be time for you to put it on the market right now because inventory is so light. I might be selling it and having you kick you out of the house to go find a place for a year and a half. That's probably not the time to do this. But If you're looking to move in May of 2018, we need to chat now, because the average loans are still running 30 to 45 days to get done. So, number one reason why you should list right now, inventory is light. Like scary light in our area. I know I've brought it up about national numbers, but it is scary light. And I'm actually going to put up in the show notes with one of the tips on how inventories heading into 2017 were, and how they're much lighter than even last year. If you're even considering that possibility, give me a call. All right, that's all I got for you today. As always, if you are not subscribed to the email list to get the tips, tricks, all the graphs, the infographics that we send out, all the fun stuff, get over to 5minutesinrealestate.com. That's 5minutesinrealestate.com. I also ask, if you have not subscribed to the podcast, head over to iTunes or Google Play. We're on both. You can search 5 Minutes in Real Estate, or you can search my name, Shane Willis. Both of those should pop that up. Fairly simple. And finally, if you found any value in this or any of the other episodes, I ask you to share it on social media. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.